Pretty much every team.
Yeah.
Pretty much every game getting banned out.
Yeah. Cannot let a River be on the Elise, but neither can Contractz. This does slim down the jungle pool a bit. I mean, we still have viable options, Vi being one of them. Maokai probably going to be the other trade going back over to CLG.
CLG looking to pair Caitlyn here with one of those pushing supports. Of course, the Lux is the tried and true combination here, but we just saw a Varus Caitlyn as well. So very curious to see what CLG are actually going to pair the Caitlyn with, if it could be the support Caitlyn, you know, who he also piloted that really well. The AD carry champions, even when they get picked early on in draft nowadays, have so many different options.
You just never know what is going to be coming through these draft phases these days either.
And Golden Guardians pick up a very strong laner here. Karma can be played as a solo lane. I'm definitely not a big fan as a solo lane, but is one of the biggest tools that people use to combat these hard-pushing Caitlyn lanes. So you could pair the Karma with a Ezreal or something like that, go with the double poke. And we'll see what they rounded out here with. CLG, though, they pick up the Ksante with no Jax bans, no Gwen bans coming through here. They're just going to lay it down. Dhokla picks it up. He has confidence. And Golden Guardians, they're forcing Golden Guardians now to pick.
Yeah.
Do we grab our AD carry now? Or are we actually going to try and answer Ksante with one of those two? And there's the Ezreal I was looking for.
So that's the choice that Golden Guardians want to pivot, making sure that they select their ideal AD carry counter of choice. But one of those things that might come up as a result during the second pick of ban phase is those top bans against the Ksante.
Yep, that's what you get now because going with the Ezreal we were talking about. So I expect, yeah, Jax at least. Some people have been okay with leaving the Gwen up. I personally think it is the best counter to Ksante. Definitely depends on your team comp though. And it looks like Golden Guardians here pairing a couple bits of poke with the guaranteed engage of Vi, banning away the Maokai, trying to whittle down on the extra junglers for Contractz since CLG has forgone that very early on.
Gwen's already taken off the table. You called that as the other one, Jax. I mean, I imagine if CLG fear and respect that from Licorice, that should be the next thing on the table. Whereas the Golden Guardians, they can continue going down just the jungle swimming pool if they really want to force Contractz into something that would be different.
I just think, yeah, it gives really scary split pushing options later. Having to face already double poke as well, it feels a bit scary. So I feel like they'll follow it up with the ban as well. Kindred getting banned out again as well. Another pretty aggressive jungler. Contractz is going to have to dig deep here. Wukong is still available. They could go with the teamfight frontline though.
I'm actually curious if they've allowed all of these jungle picks to be banned, but then Wukong being left up. That last week we saw Contractz was bullied out of his jungle on that Wukong during the level 1 in one of their past defeats. Do you think that Golden Guardians have something similar up their sleeve going into the level 1?
I mean, that's something that's easily correctable. You know, it was something that people were not looking for with the top laner solo invades. Definitely not something you're going to have to constantly worry about here.
Fair enough.
Let's take a look, though.
He
goes Graves. All right, finally we get a Graves. And this is actually a good patch to do it on because Black Cleaver was buffed.
Yep.
So it's always looking for a second item there for Graves. Pretty core item. Being able to shred armor as well for the Caitlyn, for the Ksante. Shout out to Huhi. Shout out to Huhi from CLG. I like it, Poome here. You know, back in the days when Huhi was the mid laner we were talking about, 2016, his days with Stixxay on the team, the Aurelian Soul, his champion.
That's right. The Aurelian Soul is getting a rework. And now, I don't know if they have any dark technology of trying to put it into any other lanes, but you know, the way that support meta has been so crazy these days, maybe we can have other things. Maple, or not Maple, Tori, trying to hover on this Taliyah.
I mean, how sick would it be if before the rework, you get one last Aurelian Soul hurrah from Huhi, the iconic Aurelian Soul player? Not going to be the case, though. And they pick up roaming mid lane regardless here for Gory from the Taliyah. I really like Taliyah just also as the general answer into Azir. You can go like the assassin kill threat answers, Yone Akali style into him, but Taliyah is so good because you also have kill pressure, plus you can get some roam side plays off. So I expect River to look for some mid lane plays, try and blow Palafox's flash, maybe even look for the kill. Vi plus Taliyah is a deadly combination.
Yeah.
but they're going to have to worry about the early power here with the Graves. I'm always looking at Contractz, see what kind of level 1 play they can get done. They do have a Lux on their team, so they have some threat for some level 1 bindings. Push in. All right, let's get on to the Rift. CLG versus Golden Guardians, baby. Stixxay and Huhi reunited against their old team. Will the champions prevail again after the separation? It's been quite a long time. Contractz here. I was talking about level 1 possibilities, maybe trying to push in and fish around with a Lux, but very defensive opening from CLG. Just spreading out with the fan here. Bottom side ward for the Caitlyn Lux to make sure you can look for some of this brush control. Very important when you have the Caitlyn Lux versus the Ezreal Karma poke lane that we were speaking of.
Get that early priority in the laning phase already. You see Golden Guardians just hovering around. You already saw Gory just escorting their bot lane to make sure that there wasn't any cheese going on, at least in the river bush. But Luger and Poome having full control of the lane for now.
Looks like it is going to be an attempt at a late river play here from Stixxay and Huhi to move in, try and get some pushing power done. Having some issue with my headphone. Hold on. Take over. I got some headphones.
All right. Well, solo cast moment here. Gonna feel like the old days of coming up through the amateur scene. Sometimes one of us casters would get disconnected during the remote pandemic days, but Huhi and Stixxay are able to make it through in the laning phase just fine, and everything is gonna commence this forward. Already a little bit of a lean from River, just hugging around towards the bot side. Actually, he might just queue over the wall here and look for an early invade.
Yep, River gonna take the chance. Goes for the counter on the red here because Contractz started on his red and doesn't want to be left out to dry redless. See if he gets the level 3 completion off, because you can just then go down to Krugs afterwards over the back of this wall here and get behind the Caitlyn Lux.
Is that a concern for Luger and Poome? They have a ward in the tri-bush.
Well, Contractz is coming to cut it off. Just goes from red back to his side, so wants to see if he can chase it off, sniff it out. Success here for River in not being denied his own red, though. Nicely navigated from him. Contractz will be up a little bit as far as the jungle goes, though, because he gets on his Raptors earlier and is going to be able to go supplement the pushing here for bottom side.
Yeah, it just protects them from being what looked like it could have been an overextended situation from Luger and Poome, but just coming in at the right time. Red buffs are traded. Now, going back to what we were looking at during the draft phase, or River and Gory, we're really looking at to be the super active ones during the early stages of the game.
Yeah, definitely will be more deadly once you get the level 6. But, you know, Vault Breaker flashes, also pretty effective tools. Pre-6, you can Vault Breaker flash on the Azir to blow the Azir's flash. You know, maybe do that around level 5. Then when you ding 6, you already have used up the flash, so then you can have your real kill there, because that's what you really want.
Yeah.
Is the 6, so that you can hold her in place for the seismic shove. Contractz, though, gonna make sure he's got full control of vision for the bottom lane for the Caitlyn Lux, so that they get to push in. The bottom lane, of course, is this huge war over pushing. If the Ezreal Karma get too much access to the wave, too much jungle help, then they can get the push back and start poking you under lane. Definitely want to keep on the offensive with the bottom lanes as of right now. Trying to get in, get some turret plate damage, earn the extra money that way. Have resulted in River crossing back to this top side to get a Scuttle Crab of his own. Of course, Contractz, if he's able to defend his own jungle and finish up on the rest, will be ahead of River. But River does have Smite too if he wanted to go in for a contest.
CLG on their side, already saw a lot of pings, just trying to figure out where River is going to be. I feel like the game plan for CLG is, even though they have some aggressive pushing lanes on the bottom side of the map, Palafox should be fine. Not gonna enjoy getting punched in the face though, but CLG just want to get through the early stages of the game. Oh,
they've got it!
2v2, the root from Huhi, Stixxay and Huhi coming up huge for first blood.
Oh my goodness, they pull it off, Stixxay and Huhi. Huge play here from Huhi with the flash, keeps the tether there. Poome goes down, and they manage, even with the Ignite ticking on him, Stixxay picks up the first blood money. This is huge, huge stuff for the Golden Guardians. 0-4 to start their year. this could be the moment here that they start climbing back up the standings, that they start get some momentum going back in their favor. Getting a really, really big buy for Stixxay. Sheen tier, double long swords. This Ezreal is going to come back and be a massive, massive poke threat.
And it's a really nice bounce back considering that the push war was on CLG's side for the first few levels of the game, but Golden Guardians bot lane, Stixxay and Huhi just making sure that they could step up at the right time, find that angle, and now this is where Golden Guardians could look to pivot around this newfound strength of this bot lane push.
River trying to steal away Raptors right now, but he's got support roam to deal with as Poome comes up.
Poome checking for vision, using the Lucian Singularity. River is not level 6, so he can't threaten Poome quite yet, but he has no stuns. He's got to be careful, but they turn on to Palafox, get his flash out. Now Golden Guardians will make do with what they got in terms of burning summoner spells.
Yeah, that's the critical flash I was talking about looking for. River's still quite a bit of ways away from level 6. Palafox could be able to threaten Gory just with the attempt at the Azir sweep.
1v1, Dhokla and Licorice, both level 6. Dominus is out. Dhokla still has his all out. Hasn't popped it quite yet.
That's a lot of rage too, though, on Licorice. He's got ready, full empowered abilities, so Dhokla is going to let it time out. Backs right up, and flash for flash in mid lane. Simply with support standing behind him there, Palafox goes in. He's able to even up the summoner spells in mid lane. Another!
And nice punish. Contractz is there for the follow-up. Alley-oop to Contractz. Now CLG, you're dealing with Huhi, who has arrived in the mid lane, but all he can do is just really focus down.
Yeah, really, really tenacious play from Palafox. The first sweep we saw earlier burns Gory's flash. He did not use the Azir ult. Goes in for the second one, calls Contractz over to wait here to be spoon-fed a kill. Azir sweeps him in, and this is going to be the story for Graves. Can CLG get Contractz enough money here to get to his very early lethality bonus? Is going to cost them a dragon, though.
And you know, I was curious what kind of build Contractz was going to, because we've seen a lot of Graves builds go for that kind of like drain tank build, more on the gore drinker side, but this is a full lethality build, or at least an early lethality rush, so this means Contractz is going to be packing a huge punch in the mid game.
Yeah, well, it's probably just going to be the Umbral Glaive. Super important for Graves to be able to kill off these wards with 2 shots, only having 2 shotgun shells. Really annoying to play without it. So I'm guessing he'll do that into Black Cleaver, and we'll see where it goes from there. Wonder if it is going to be enough power to try and keep this Taliyah contained.
Sure.
Because that's what my big worry is here for CLG moving forward. Having Taliyah into Azir, if they can get this Taliyah.
Oh! River was trying to flash in range to get in on top of Palafox, but goes for Contractz instead. Great CC combo from Golden Guardian. Contractz flashing away only just to die. Gory cleans it up.
There you go. You say his name, and instantly they get a kill off of it.
Wow.
The Vi plus Taliyah combo.
Kobe, I'm still not used to the power of caster cursing. I need to be more careful with it these days.
Go. All right. It's going to be a bonus of the
huge damage. Jeez. Huhi and Stixxay turning up the heat here, but Luger flashing forward, looking for the Piltover combo. Still not enough damage on the Stixxay. They burned both of their summoner spells, but Luger is still the one without a support now.
The thing is, Luger also knows everybody is up by the Rift Herald. It's just on him to dodge these skill shots now. He knows he's not going to get ganked, but if he's unable to deal with the extra pressure there too, it looks like Huhi sticks around, trying to poke at him under the turret, trying to harass him, make sure he doesn't get everything to his name. Turret plate pretty low here. They can try and push in for that one in the next reset. But here's another look at it, and Poome just gets attacked. So Huhi has eyes on him constantly, dodges out on the Q from Luger first. Able to hit it, plus the Comet lands as well. Stixxay zones him up. Oh, man, he still gets hit with the damage, and he has the bad positioning. So obviously the idea there for Poome is, okay, I'm going to dodge the Ezreal ult by having bad positioning, walk back into lane. Wait, that is just the worst of both worlds. Takes the damage.
You're in a bad position after already taking the damage too.
That was definitely
tragic.
Bit of a flub there. Does cost them too, because look at this. Essence Reaper's already done for Stixxay. My
Don't worry, River. No one saw that. Well, we can erase that from the VOD after the game.
It's okay. Everyone is looking at the items here, with the essence reaver already done by Stixxay. Free 10 minutes.
You saw nothing.
Exactly.
River definitely wants to pull off a dive here, but Poome and Luger just a little too careful here.
Yeah, I feel like the way this early game has gone means Golden Guardians have such an easy way to play out now. Just play around Stixxay. Play around this bottom lane. You have a roaming top lane. You have Vi for guaranteed picks. Even uses the Rift Trail down here. This is going to be turbo-fed Ezreal. And it's pretty difficult for CLG to actually get to that Ezreal unless you have a good teleport flank from Ksante. Ksante ult him back into the rest of the team into, you know, an Azir combo. Then, you know, Stixxay is in a position here to carry against the old organization.
Yeah, and you've seen how well Golden Guardians have just pivoted immediately off of that strength. This wasn't necessarily a bot lane that was expected just by how Luger and Poome were playing the early lane out. Maybe it was going to take a little bit more effort from Gory, but top lane 1v1, Licorice forced to flash away. Dhokla already going all out on him. Flashing forward, big Dokes on the board.
How many times are we going to see it? Enemy pushes up to the tower, and Ksante knocks him back in with 3 different knockbacks. The Q3 knockback, into the W knockback, into the all-out big Dokes takes down the big Croc.
You know, he was feeling a little confident in the hair and makeup room. He was like, yeah, I got this. I got this. He's feeling good.
He does. Plus, you know, I love that the buffs to the Grievous Wounds items, all the other Grievous Wounds items besides Thornmail got reductions to the actual stats. But Bramble just got straight buffs, so good early odds for him.
Oof. Okay. A bit of a close one for Mr. Palafox in the mid lane here. CLG poised as the second dragon is coming up to play. Golden Guardians having superior vision control in the river means it's going to be a little bit difficult for CLG to get in.
Yeah. All right, let's take another look. As we say, we count up, wait for Q3. Here's knockback number 1. Get him with a little suck in. Then W knocks him back again in tower range. Then all out a little bit further into tower range. Gets his splash. And at that point, Licorice is down to 150 HP. Big Dokes flashes on him, finish off the job. Tutorial on Ksante kills at tower.
Licorice in the preview or the replay, just saying, yeah, that's one's on me. Well played, well played. The Dhokla there. Doesn't seem like CLG, as we talked about before, could not contest for that second dragon. It just easily goes over to Golden Guardians. First brick also being awarded to Stixxay and Huhi.
Yeah, I don't know if we can get observers to toggle gold right now, but it is such a massive difference here in the bottom lane with those 2 kills and the full tower. Nice Ezreal ult from Stixxay, even attacking the CLG bottom lane when they run away across the map. He still finds them.
You can't escape me!
Holy moly.
Stixxay just doing everything. I mean, this is quite the glow-up game and the bounce-back for the 0-4 start that Golden Guardians have had, but already with a nice early game like this, now it's up to them to be able to close it out.
And his front line is built double black cleavers, so they will very quickly be stacking up this armor shred.
Yep.
So armor shred plus this very heavy Ezreal poke definitely looks painful. For CLG, though, the other side is everything away from the bottom lane actually can give them some hope. Contractz got an early kill. Always nice to get an early Umbral Glaive so you can start you know, getting those zombie wards out really quickly, trying to combat the vision takeover that happens when you have an early, you know, fall of the bottom lane tower and enemy bottom lane starts moving around. Plus, of course, big Dokes, super early Iceborne Gauntlet on top of the newly buffed, very efficient Bramble now that we were speaking of. You even forego boots just to be able to instantly
You don't need that.
get the mythic. Exactly. He's so tanky. He's got so many jumps, so many dashes in the champ. You don't have to walk around. Just dash around.
Dhokla is just rocking it barefoot right now, you know? Doesn't need to
There we go.
any new shoes anytime soon. Now let's get ahead of the game here. So Golden Guardians with this pretty sizable lead in terms of map control on the bottom side of the map. 2 dragons to the name. They're already stacking up the soul very efficiently. At this point, what do CLG need to do? Do they need to like find picks to slow it down?
I mean, it's good that Big Dokes got a kill because it's on him, I think. Never mind.
Well,
it's gonna be another one.
Uh-oh, Poome is in trouble, and Golden Guardians are cleaning up another one after that.
Yeah, I think it is going to be on the Ksante, though, to be able to find some crazy angle on the Stixxay. As we said, it's going to be super difficult. Stixxay with double summoner spells on this bed, Ezreal, plus Arcane Shift. But if the Ksante can find a flank angle, then you can combine that into some Azir play, plus, hopefully some fallout from Lux, if Lux isn't dead at the time.
I mean, Poome will be able to get up in a little bit, but CLG just trying to brute force their way into the river. But once again, it is Huhi blocking them, denying them any entrance whatsoever. And Golden Guardians just continue sailing on forward.
I love it. This is our matchup of the game. These two right here. Can the Ksante do something to help the team kill Ezreal or not? If not, then it's going to be very difficult. Caitlyn Lux still trying to rotate around the map, still trying to push though. Even with the devastating early kills that happened down there and losing their tower, they're trying to scrape together some money here so they can actually fight back.
That's right. And we've definitely seen Ksante do, I guess what we call Ksante things to marksmen in the past, but Ezreal is just so slippery, and I think it's so critical that Golden Guardians were able to secure that early on in the draft. They knew that it was going to be important for them, and the fact that Stixxay and Huhi able to come up huge early on in the lane. Now we're just looking forward where Golden Guardians, this isn't the first time that they had a decent early game lead, if you remember back to week 1, and they couldn't close it out. It's now building upon what they can learn from the first 2 weeks together.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed their video that they put out as well at the beginning of the year. It was unfortunate that then they dropped the first 4 games, but stay true, Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your memes either.
That's right. I mean, Inero doubled down when he was speaking to Travis Gafford. I think it came out yesterday.
Nice.
And it's like, so you released a video that, is going to get me blocked, but, and Inero's like, yeah, and we're fine, things take time, but he believes in the process and he's not worried at all. So, and the confidence, might be showing through today.
All right, well, CLG trying to make a move up top side. It looks like everybody has vacated the area for Golden Guardians, though, so the attempt at the lane gank here from Contractz won't get anything. You definitely see the idea, though. They've got Palafox with flash on his ear. They want to try and make a scoop play onto the Taliyah in a side lane because they know they're going to have a difficult time mid.
Luger, I don't know if you can stay there. Unfortunately, burns the flash, but there's no way he was getting out of that one. They had cut off all corners. Poome throws out Final Spark, barely damages them, and Dhokla is here, but he cannot fight all 4 of them.
Contractz is coming too, though. They're not done. Another flank. Contractz walks over on the Graves. They could force it.
But they have no ways to be able to lock him down, and he's extended most of his mobility. He's forced to flash and retreat. Huhi and Stixxay have him on the run.
Yeah, meanwhile, they are just losing bottom side. Azir, Palafox did get top outer turret for CLG during the mid lane play. But Licorice for Golden Guardians on the Renekton was able to push up bottom lane as well, and it means this is going to be that very quick Dragon number 3 for Golden Guardians. So we will be approaching that Dragon Soul pretty quickly, Raafaa.
That's right. Golden Guardians about to claim the 3rd one of the game. And it doesn't necessarily put CLG on a timer, but when it comes to options about how they want to pick these fights, you already talked about before, you're hoping that Dhokla finds the flank of a miracle flank and is able to find Stixxay when he's already exhausted most of his mobility spells in the fight.
And guess what? They just used his teleport mid trying to defend there, and were unable to salvage anything out of the play. Good job by Golden Guardians. Hard shove mid. They force it with River, dropping the Rift Trail, buy ultimate onto Luger. Caitlyn now finally does have Gale Force, but is going to be lagging so far behind as far as DPS output for the team fights. I think a lot of that is going to be shouldered by Palafox, who now is getting attacked.
And Dhokla and Palafox a little overextended. Reinforcements are coming for them, but Golden Guardians might arrive first. River isolated Palafox and goes through the Emperor's Divide with a well-timed cease and desist. Dhokla still overextended as well. CLG cannot save him. They donate the kill over to Gory, and Golden Guardians continue accelerating.
Yeah, they strike first, and looks like they're going to be able to finish it too. CLG in no condition to fight back. Golden Guardians can spread the map. They leave Ezreal up towards the top side. 4-1 split push here. Gory's going to shove the second wave in.
All right, Kobe. Tell it to me straight. Is this a tough situation for CLG? Oh, okay.
So he's charging up his Vault Breaker. He wanted to be able to smite it as the red is going down, then Vault Breaker over to leave. Kind of steal and get away at the same time, but Contractz was able to defend it, does at least secure his own red
Small
before River's able
Small
to escape.
And Golden Guardians mostly in command here. As I was trying to ask you before, is this too tough for CLG at this point in the game?
I mean, it is a very significant disadvantage that they are facing. So it's definitely going to require some outplays, maybe some fortunate luck as well. Stixxay not going to face check, double skill shots.
But Ezreal's very slippery, very difficult to lock down in Contractz. I mean, he has a tower there, but can he get to the tower in time? And I don't think so. Contractz, no flash available. Golden Guardians, that's a jungler down off the side of CLG. I think it's Baron time.
I think you're right. Baron o'clock here for Golden Guardians. They are just steamrolling this one. 4,000 gold. Ksante's coming up. Teleport is available on Licorice. So CLG got to pressure enough to force the teleport while not allowing themselves to get trapped. Very difficult.
The Golden Guardians, if they can finish this Baron cleanly without any interference from
Dhokla here.
CLG. Licorice is teleporting in. They should be. Whoa,
He got
wait.
Dhokla!
Oh! But he flashed back in and he secures the Baron. Now Golden Guardians potentially have baited CLG far too deep into the river. They take them out. And even on the back end of that, congratulations to Stixxay as well for his achievement. But Golden Guardians just continuing on pressing this forward. This is probably the best.
It's a massacre is what it is.
This is the best that we've seen Golden Guardians so far in the spring split. And if they can continue this up, if they can clean this game out, this will be a hell of a way to bounce back.
Yeah, they definitely played a lot of good teams. Obviously, strength of schedule is a really, really big deal. Overreactions off best of ones in the beginning of the season literally happen every single year. Palafox teleports out though. They want to get gory.
Well, gory. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. Now, Dhokla.
Oh my god.
I mean, you talked about Dhokla having a lot of mobility in his kit, but I don't know if he can get away from Gory. I don't think he can lock him down, and now he's the one that's on the run. Gory just playing with his food. He's just laughing in the face of his enemy. Dhokla's got nowhere to run. You said it was a massacre. It's one, all right.
Oh, is this where we hit him with that 2v1 suck? Oh, the CLG. Oh, no. They went at Gory. They missed. He gets the double kill in the 1v2. 6 kills to Taliyah, 600 gold bounty, 6 stacks on his Rod of Ages. And Golden Guardians, they're looking to finish CLG so quickly. It turns out they were just charging up their Spirit Bomb in the first 2 weeks.
That's right. I mean, in week 1, granted, they didn't have Gory with them on the first week. You know, shout out to Young, who stepped in and played with Golden Guardians during that time. And then week 2 was Gory's first 2 stage games with the squad. But now it seems like with a full week of scrims under their belt and just, you know, time with the squad, Golden Guardians definitely looking a lot cleaner than we have seen from the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, and CLG just collapsing like paper here.
Oh, Contractz is trying to just find damage into Stixxay, but he just combats it right on back, forcing another flash. Gory almost cutting him off with the Taliyah's wall. And Golden Guardians are going to take their leave. They know they can't get any more done for now, but they have full control of the map, Kobe. I mean, they can take their time.
Yeah, they can definitely go wherever they want. That's going to be the easiest Dragon Soul we have seen in quite a while. Almost to the 10,000 gold lead at only 23.5 minutes here, plus the soul. My goodness, these objective bounties are going to be really big, though.
That's right.
So you always look at that. Here's a look at the ill-fated attempt at the 2v1 collapse. Look at that. Vi even completed recall, too. Vi was like, I'm out. Gory, you've got this. River said, no problem. I have faith in you, buddy. Palafox walking through all of the Baroned up minions as well. The minions actually doing a significant amount of damage. Holy moly. Anyways.
You know, we jumped from one slaughter to another. Golden Guardians, they just see free food on the menu. CLG just scattering like the wind, doing everything they can to just retreat and defend as long as possible. But Golden Guardians, with this massive lead that they have surmounted for themselves, this is the best that we have seen from Golden Guardians. This is why an arrow was not worth at
Licorice.
all. All right, Licorice, a little too far forward, but you know what? It's okay. Now Golden Guardians looking for Palafox. All right. This is cleaning it up in the books. Golden Guardians just taking their time. They're having fun with it. They're padding the KDAs. They're making sure that their split is looking to bounce back.
This is definitely the ideal look for Golden Guardians. Massive stuff. Outplays out of the bottom lane. Straight up 2v2 as well. Not even with jungle ganks for the majority of it. And they're looking to finish already. Teleport comes in. 25 minutes quickly approaching.
Yep. Licorice even has teleport in case they need an extra crocodile to assist in the base end. But it looks like Golden Guardians, without the next minion wave, need time to reset before the rest of CLG come back.
Yeah, they're not looking forward to the return visit. Please don't come back, they're dead. Give us 15 minutes. Come back in 15 minutes, you know, farm your own jungle, farm some minions, why don't you just relax, take a chill pill, Golden Guardians. We'll be ready for round 2 in 15 minutes.
This is one of those times where you wish you could pause the game, but instead of like pausing the game time,
just for your opponent.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, can you just like not play the game for the next 10 minutes?
I would honestly love to be able to do, you know, pause the game for my opponents anytime. That sounds great. Double Radiant Virtues followed up the double Black Cleavers for the Golden Guardians front lines as well. So they're just playing on the really strong items right now. And Dhokla,
I mean, poor Dhokla is just trying to scrounge up any farm that he can get and just find windows where Golden Guardians maybe were not on the map, but they were just waiting for someone to be picked off. They're going to go clean up an easy inhibitor, stack up the super minions in the mid wave, and it should be business as usual. But, you know, remember, Golden Guardians, this will be their first victory if they get to close this game out. They're hitting the Nexus turret, CLG on their last legs, River initiating on forward, Licorice follows up, a beautiful true shot barrage from Stixxay, and Golden Guardians, and oh wait, Palafox scoops them all up. Oh, it could have looked beautiful, but Golden Guardians still don't manage to drop a single member in their final push and pick up their first win of the spring split.
Yeah, just sweep it off the steps there at the end. Keep them nice and clean for the Golden Guardians. Ascent. Big win. Holy moly. Do you see that look Stixxay just gave Huhi? It was like, wow, we demolished them. In the bottom lane for sure. 2v2, it just starts with their own kills. Huhi flash ignite with the karma in. Then Poome gets kind of cornered off with the Ezreal ult.
Yeah.
Takes the damage, goes down again, and Stixxay with that early money.
Aww. A little bit of a reunion there from Huhi, hugging some of his old teammates there on CLG. But for us here, I think this just goes to show how CLG just clearly did not have a chance to prepare for such a pivot from Golden Guardians, that isolated